JPMorgan just released that they're going to actually release their own ICO on the market. That's right, guys. JPMorgan is going to release their own cryptocurrency coin. Want to know more about it? Well, stick around. All of that coming back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. How you guys doing out there? So, as you heard from my intro, JPMorgan has announced that they're going to be releasing their own ICO coin onto the cryptocurrency market. Now, this can be good news or this can also be bad news depending on who's actually receiving the news. Let's look at it that way. Okay, so JPMorgan Jamie Dimon has actually announced that he is going to be releasing a new coin into the cryptocurrency world to actually go ahead and combat against Bitcoin and combat against XRP, and however you guys want to look at this. Well, I'm going to give you my personal opinion of what I think about all of this. And again, this is my personal opinion. Maybe you guys have something differently. I would love to hear about that in your comment section below. The more we can share ideas, the better it is for all of us. So this way we can all be in the same page. Now, is JPMorgan a threat to Bitcoin? And is JPMorgan's going to be a threat to XRP? Now, and these are my personal views, guys, all right? My personal views, what I think, all right? So I don't believe that JPMorgan is any threat to anyone, especially on the crypto world. I can tell you that for a fact, okay? Nobody wants to be dealing with a centralized coin. More or less anything else that has to deal with their dirty paws on it, which is the banks having their hands all over it. People went to Bitcoin for the simple reason that they just didn't trust the system. They didn't trust as far as to the government on how the money is being moved around. Now, I put up a video up there so this way you guys can see on what I thought about Ripple at the time and everything else that's going on. Now, since then, a lot has changed, but again, it has changed into what we call into the good phase, not a bad phase, but actually a good phase. Now, this for me looks more to be like more of a shakedown, guys, than anything else. And I'll explain why. I believe by them actually announcing this, they just want to go ahead and do a shakedown. Now, Jamie Dimon is known for bashing Bitcoin big time, saying that it's no good, saying that it's a bubble, saying that it's a big scam. I mean, you name it, he's been through it. You know, he called it a scandal, and from once they couldn't actually bring it down because of all the hoopla and all the other lies that they put into it, then they actually try to put it as, oh, it's a criminal type of coin. And then when that didn't work and anything else, now they're trying to do what is called a more of a negotiation type of thing. Oh, let's see if we can negotiate and see how we can get into this. So this is what it's all been. This has been a shakedown, and it's basically a shakedown to scare people who are investing in the cryptocurrency world, because there's a lot of people that are investing in the cryptocurrency world. People just don't trust the current fiats that they're in right now. They rather go ahead and trust something a little bit more stable and a little bit more, how can I put it, more controlled by them, which means the user, instead of by the government, which you don't have any control of whatsoever. So let me explain the shakedown, and maybe this way I can clear some of that smoke, because there's fire and we have to see where the fire is coming from. All right, guys, so here's the smoke. The smoke is basically JPMorgan and the media has put up that, you know what, Ripple's in trouble. Ripple is in big trouble now with JPMorgan announcing their ICO coming out. Bullcrap. That's just, again, the smoke screen coming up. You have to understand the history of XRP, and you have to understand the history of JPMorgan. Now, XRP has been around for quite some time right now, okay? And XRP has one thing that JPMorgan doesn't have: 200 banks. Now, 200 banks are backing XRP. Now, I did mention on my previous videos that I have done for Ripples that this is a centralized coin. This coin is controlled by the banks. I did not hide that. I did not try to bamboozle anybody about it. This is actually well-known fact. Everyone knows that XRP is backed by the banks. Everyone knows that. No one is denying that. But at the same time, JPMorgan is trying to now shake some of the XRP investors off. That's the best way I can see this. This is them trying to do a little shakedown to put fear into the young investors who are out there investing in XRP, so this way they can go ahead and sell. And as they sell, they just scoop it all up and they take it for themselves, because that's basically what the banks are. They're a bunch of thieves, and if they can find a way to thief from you, they're going to do it. All right, so this is just basically them shaking off the broom and hoping that they can knock out a lot of that dust off that broom, so this way they can have a clean broom to sweep up with. Don't get caught up on that, how can I put it, that big racketeer scandal that's going on with that. Stay focused with what you got. Not saying that you should not sell or you should buy more, but what I am saying is hold on to what you do have. You have to understand something. The banks are under a lot of threat by Bitcoin. Bitcoin is worth more than gold, and that is no lie. 1 ounce of gold compared to Bitcoin is 3 times the value. So in other words, 1 Bitcoin is worth 3 ounces of gold, and a lot of Bitcoin investors have now switched over to buying gold. Now they're buying the raw material. That is scaring the banks off, because again, they're trying to protect their votes. So by you going in and actually now purchasing off this gold out, they have nothing left over, because they know that money is just paper. It's just make-believe. It's just monopoly money. There's nothing holding it down. Put a card to that as well. All right, there's nothing holding down to money as far as to giving it any kind of value whatsoever. They do understand that, and they do understand that they have to hold on to what they have. Now, there's only a certain amount of gold in the world, and there's only a certain amount of silver in the world. And I did explain that before, if you guys are watching my videos, on purchasing raw commodities like these, which is something that you need. Materials like this you definitely need. All right, but again, they know the threat, and they know that the threat is serious. They have seen more Bitcoin owners buying more ounces of gold with 1 Bitcoin than they have ever seen their votes get depleted. And this worries the banks a lot. This is the reason why JPMorgan has come out and now has announced that they're going to put a coin out there to go ahead and play with the big boys. Now, what JPMorgan putting that there is just them putting fear. You'll have to understand that XRP has the fastest ledger out there right now. XRP can move money from one place to another within 4 seconds. Now, JPMorgan, if they're coming into this, they're new to the system. And if they are coming into the system, that means they have to play with the blockchain. The same one that Jamie Dimon has been talking about, that is a ripoff, that is a scam, that is on the black market, that has been no good. Well, guess what, Jamie Dimon? You need to come into the crypto world and play with the blockchain, unless you're going to create a whole new blockchain and a whole new way of trying to control that, which is, again, good luck to you, but you are not right now there to actually do that. The technology for you guys are just not there right now. I can actually say that. So with Ripple being at the state that they are right now, they can move money very fast, very quickly. There's no one who's in more threat than anyone else when it comes to XRP than Bitcoin, and I'll explain why. The banks know that they're backing up XRP. XRP will be the top of the pyramid. Sooner or later, it's going to be the top of the pyramid, and they want to make sure that XRP is worth more than gold. So much more worth than gold that they are willing to do whatever they can to bring down Bitcoin. How about that, guys? They want to make sure that Bitcoin cannot stay at this volume where it's at. So you're going to hear a lot of bad news about Bitcoin. You're going to hear about how Bitcoin will never see 400,000 again. 4,000. You would hear about how Bitcoin is just on a trail going down, and it's just going to go ahead and just collapse sooner or later. And all of these are just fear factors that they put up to hopefully get people to shake off that broom. And if you're not smart enough, and you're not quick enough to see the smoke that is just a smoke screen and look straight into the fire, well, you're going to be one of these guys that come off on that shakedown. And you don't want to be one of these people that come off on a shakedown. Hold on to that broom fiber with your teeth and nails as hard as you can. Just pretend to be a pirate. You go down with the ship. You do not whatsoever, for whatever reason, get rid of what you got. Hold on to it because it's going to be worth more than gold. XRP is going to be worth more than gold down the future. Now, some people are saying, when would that be? I mean, how long does it take? I mean, where is it going? Why hasn't it moved? XRP has been held back for the past two and a half, 3 years, I can say it's been held back. Okay, XRP did a little trial test to see how well it did on its own, and that's when this coin actually shot up to about like $3 and some change. And when they saw that, they kind of held it back. The reason why they held it back is because they wasn't ready to release the monster yet. Not with Bitcoin at the time being at $19,000. There was no way that XRP would have survived that run. They would have been demolished. Think about it, guys. If you're running behind the kingpin and the kingpin is at the top and he has all that leverage underneath, you're just going to be crushed. It's going to be a big avalanche coming at you and you're done with. So they understand that. So they've been playing nice on the crypto world. They've been playing very nice with the crypto world as far as to try to not shake any shake any dirt or try to ruffle any feathers right now. But at one point in time, it's going to be that XRP has to be released. The monster, you got to release the Kraken. There's no other way of doing that. The Kraken must be released. And at this point in time, when they release the Kraken, they want to make sure that Bitcoin is not going to be the defender to actually bring it down. So this is why you're seeing now a lot of SEC are trying to now regulate Bitcoin as far as to actually bring it in as an ETF and everything else. Because if the banks can put their hands on it, they can control it. And I explain what that means. Even though the coin can be worth $3,000 worth, if the bank says now it's only worth 100, no matter what you want to do to it, it's only worth $100. If the banks get their hands into it, it's over. There's nothing that that coin can do to actually survive. So making it into an ETF and all that stuff, which people are looking for it to be a great thing, it's not really a good thing for Bitcoin. It's really a bad thing. It's going to go down. And as it goes down, his main contender will be XRP at the top. Now, not saying that all other banks are not going to be releasing coins in the future. Maybe they will. Who knows? But they will all be just like Go. They will all have to look up to one. And that one person, or that one on the top of the pyramid, will be XRP. Now that's my personal opinion. That's how I see it. I'm very bullish with XRP and the way I'm seeing it and the way that their business is going. I'm looking at the business and I'm not really looking at the crypto. I'm looking at the finance. I'm not really looking at the crypto. I'm really looking at how they are running their company and how they're able to continue to grow and expand at a rate that is ridiculously big. They are worth right now over $12 billion. That's a lot of money on a coin, guys. $12 billion is a lot of money on a coin. So think about it. You're just not going to go ahead and just give up $12 billion knowing that you have 200 banks underneath you and a coin like JPMorgan is the one that's going to threaten over $12 billion. I don't think so. It's not going to happen. It's the big shakedown. Don't get caught in the shakedown. If you guys think this differently, leave me a comment in the section below. We would love to hear what is it that you guys think and what is it that you guys see it as. So this way we can all share it with the whole community out there. All right, guys? And again, if you guys have any questions or any comments, please leave it at the comment section below. And as always, guys, don't forget, more gains, more gains, more gains. Giving it your peace out.